Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Eric here from EM Guns. A few months back I brought you a story, this video here. What's better, insurance or attorneys on retainer? I've got some updates for you. Stay tuned. So, reached out to attorneys on retainer. We've got a very quick customer response from them. As far as defending you against red flag laws, they are in the works on making that happen. In a couple weeks, we'll see a plan from them that covers you on red flag laws. Why is that important? Guys, you're probably more likely to get a red flag if certain president gets elected, because they really, Office of Gun Violence Prevention is really pushing states to do this red flag law. Armed attorneys who basically told a story about a Texan who got a knock on his door, and I'll link that video as well.
I think we saw this one coming, and we warned you.
We warned you.
And here we are. As part of the new National Extreme Risk Protection Order Act, we saw that released by the Department of Justice. They're giving tons of money to states, all these kind of templates to go off of. We're starting to see these templates being utilized in kind of the usual suspect states that are hostile to the Second Amendment. And, for the most part, we think, hey, thank God I live in, red state. This doesn't apply to me. Well, we have some bad news. It may very well, you may get dragged into all this because we have seen it happen. We have actually a real world case we're going to discuss with you. But to know how insidious this is like a multi-tentacle monster. Mm-hmm. And so, think about this. You're going to the guns store, going to go purchase a firearm. They query the NICS background check system, and you get denied because you have gotten a red flag out of a state that you haven't been to, or maybe haven't been there in a decade, or you haven't been there recently, because they have entered an extreme risk protective order against you.
Right. So, bear in mind, it's not as though you get served with that order, they take your guns, and then there's no enforcement mechanism afterwards. Everybody knows that order is entered, and it affects you in your carry, it affects you in your purchase power. It is, once it's there, it's there.
Yeah, and it's the process of getting something taken out of this, so we have the National Instant Criminal Check System. It queries several different databases, the NCIC, the National Crime Information Center, the III, the Interstate Identification Index. Some of these state background check systems feed into a legacy system. So we have all these little databases that feed into the NICS system. And once some information gets inputted in the states, these things feed into the databases that feed into the NICS check. And it is a complete web, very difficult to untangle should information find itself in there. And so that kind of what brings us to this horror story.
Yes. So California
got a knock on his door to relinquish his weapons because someone in California filed a red flag against him. Extreme risk protection order. So this insurance from USCCA now offers the extreme risk protection coverage, and now attorneys on retainer are working on offering that same thing. So, and my previous video hasn't changed in my opinion. You got to know what your goal is when you buy this stuff. If you want more training, then USCCA offers a ton of libraries to give you training. If you're looking for more of a self-defense shooting, you're probably, in my opinion, I think you're better off to go with an attorneys on retainer type deal. It just depends on what your needs are. Both want to cover you, but insurance has limitations. And if you talk to a USCCA rep, they'll have to go over those limitations with you on what they can and can't do. Where the attorneys on retainer is not insurance. It's a completely different animal, and they're more free to do what they want. I've seen some reviews where it says, attorneys on retainer won't let you pick your own attorney. Well, no, you're paying for a service with their law firm. Why would they farm out another attorney. It's their own law firm. It's their practice. They want to represent. So I understand that one. It's not really a good valid point. Where USCCA, you have an opportunity to pick your own attorney or take one of theirs. It's an either or type deal with the insurance. I'm sure USCCA would prefer you take their attorney, but he's in mind. You got to keep in mind, insurance is all about risk management. So take that with a grain of salt. Whatever your risk management is for that situation, it may not be the best thing for you. So, guys, in a couple weeks, I was told attorneys on retainer. I got an email from, I can't remember the kid's name, Braden something. Anyways, that they are going to come out with a plan for red flag laws, which I think are going to be very, very useful for us, because that is, I like that video. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It'll kind of go over the red flag laws and the potential for abuse of that red flag laws. I mean, a guy that's been in Texas for 10 years and hasn't been back to California to receive the extreme risk protection order, that seems like a little bit of an overreach, and it seems like a little bit of abuse. So USCCA offers risk protection, extreme risk protection coverage now, and attorneys on retainer is working on it. In the next couple of weeks, they should have that rolling out. So, guys, do your homework, do what's best for you. I'm not going to coach you or tell you either way, but keep in mind, insurance has limitations, and so do attorneys on retainer. So, talk them over, find out what their limitations are, and see if that fits within you what you need. You guys have a blessed week. We love you. Peace out.